Good morning, guys. Welcome to the crypto market inspection, 9th of January 2025. Let's just jump right ahead into the charts. Um, I've drawn out today the 2024 range. If It's this whole candle right here, you got the 2024 low, 2024 high, and the mid range, and the quarterly ranges inside of that, which are to a degree valid. So, I just wanted to start out by looking at the 12 and the 25 weekly EMAs. So we're still above them. We still haven't tapped into them uh, since Donald Trump won the election, and potentially now in the near future. I'm pretty certain we're going to see a tap into at least the 12 EMA, the 12 and the 25 EMA, at least the top one. But when you see bands like these, like expanding, like it, it's happened time and time again. Every single time you have had the bands like moving away from each, like let's see, like they have been moving with each other for a while and then they start moving away. That usually like gives us a significant move down. So I see a lot of people mm, on CT, like on Twitter/X, saying stuff like, yeah, we're just gonna sweep this and then we're gonna ascend higher. But to be honest, I think we're gonna see a more choppy period. I mean, anything can happen, but I mean, if you look at earlier history, this is the same shit, right? We have the bands are expanding and we're chopping here. The bands are expanding and we're chopping here. And this chop lasted for how long? 56 days. The current chop, somewhat 60 days. This lasted for 91 days. So maybe February is a month where we'll see more expansion, in my opinion. But I mean, you can't just have a plan just like that, of course. I'm trading my system, and if my system tells me to enter, I enter, and that's how I trade. But the most important thing is knowing when to be risk on and risk off, and when to apply your trading system. Um, but yeah, I mean, look at history. Bands expanding out away from each other. We we had a correction. Bands are expanding away from each other. We had a 7-8 months correction, and here it's happening again. So could this be our distribution for now? Yes, in my opinion. And I think we're gonna, yeah, I think we're gonna see a bounce from the 2024 0.25. Let me actually zoom in a bit. So let me just remove this. By the way, the weekly stochastic RSI right now. Just wanted to show you real quick. Yeah, possible we could see somewhat what we've seen here before. That we do reverse somewhat. I mean, this wasn't at the mid range, so but somewhat of a somewhat, yeah. I mean, it's basically there's somewhat of a reversal. Now we see a double top before we see the weekly at the lows. But I mean, it could just go like this too. But that one we will drop way lower and fill most of this imbalance, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, that's how the weekly stocks looks like. But let's go down to the daily here. Okay, so I've drawn this already um, for you guys to make it more easier. Um, we have the 2024 high. We have this deviation of this local range high and the local range low. We deviated. We go back inside the range, and we swept this high. People got euphoric again, and then we dumped further. We made equal highs up here. We did not tap into this daily Ferrari gap here, but I mean, if you look at this, these levels are really nice. You kind of have a textbook like type of liquidity resting or a low resting above a order block. It's kind of like my textbook type of trade. Put your stops below target liquidity. It's kind of what's going on here. I mean, this dump we had on December 5th. I mean, we're using this as our local range in this video. I do have other ranges on BTC, like this one that I showed in yesterday's video and a snippet video on Twitter. That I want to see price tap into the 90k region. There's a H4 order block here. You have the high time for 0 0.5 of the entire move to the upside. Um, but yeah, I'm also really liking this range here because yeah, we do have a local range here, and we want to trade the extremities of the range. We do not want to do shit inside of here. We want to trade here or up here. And I think we're gonna get a nice long situation real soon. Got the daily stocks rolling over at the top, and most likely they'll go to the bottom now. Maybe they'll reverse right away, or maybe give us a double bottom before we see higher. But yeah, there is a lot of liquidity at the 90k. So we're right here. It's a lot of liquidity resting for us, ready for the taking. And then you got this one daily. Let me add this daily order block right here, and it has been tested before. It's been tested here before, and it's. I mean, this got swept. It's tapped right into it on the huge drop on the fifth. But in my opinion, I don't really think this is such a significant. Like I, this week is different on different exchanges, so yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to this, but we kind of are at the same time because we're using it as our local low for now. But yeah, we have this day. I didn't type. We have this daily order block. We have liquidity. Okay, let me draw this. I'm just using liquidity as a X here. We have liquidity below here. So what you want to wait for is a um, there is a possibility we do see somewhat of a relief here because pullbacks are normal in trading and in the markets, and but eventually I think we will come down to the local low here, and then this is where you want to wait for a price to tag your level. You want to wait for price to tag into this level, sip the liquidity it needs, and it might chop around a bit, but wait for a significant, like obvious low time frame market structure break to the upside to get your entry trigger. You can put your stops below, uh, wherever it's made the low, and yeah, you could enter somewhere here. You could enter somewhere here, and it is like let's say you get in somewhere here, okay, and we made the low down here. If you target the equal highs, I mean that's a 4-hour trade. It's better to wait for the market, uh, wait for the break of structure on the lower time frame to get your entry of market execution instead of putting a limit order down here. I mean, if you're swinging with significant size, you can obviously make a 2-hour really easily with wide stops. It will look somewhere like, let's see if you get in here, like okay, and you have your stops 83k for example. That's a 2-hour, but the risk to reward is way better if you wait for the sweep, and yeah, you know when to jump into a trade when you see what you want to see. And yeah, I mean it is lining up great. As again, it is lining up great with the daily stocks coming into the low. So I'm trying to catch the like knowing when the momentum is to hop into the trade. I mean it might sweep, but you still got the stocks down here, and then maybe reclaims and the stock starts rolling over. I'm considering jumping into something if I see my triggers appear in how I trade and how my system is. And one more thing I talked about on the snippet video on BTC on my Twitter last night is that we had this little local range inside of a local range inside of the high time range. Um, and yeah, you got the like yearly open somewhere here. Somewhere here is the other yearly open. But you know, um, we deviated this pink range here. Okay, We have no retest of the local high. So what we could see, in my opinion, is I mean we broke structure here, so potential we do have an imbalance here. If you add the fib on down here, you do have the equilibrium here. You have the 0.75 here. So anything into this level, which is the weekly open is here, and you see a good low time frame break of structure, it could be a potential short scalp to 90k. But I'm mainly focusing this year to only trade the main extremities of the range. So like that would be trading this or trading at the highs here. I'm gonna go on this chart again. So yeah, I'm mainly focusing just on like we can remove all of this shit, to be honest. We can have the yearly open here. Uh, but yeah, actually we can have the equal lows here. But yeah, I want to mainly focus this year on getting better at like only trading the extremities of the range and taking profits at the mid, at least somewhat of profit, but not chop myself up here because this is just chop hell. And yeah, this is a risk off environment until you get to the range low, then it's more risk on. So applying your strategies to that, very nice. Let's go over to Ethereum real quick. So I've drawn this chart yesterday, which I really like. This is the entire high time frame range. Okay. Um, so we do have a pretty clean mid level at 2878, 2878. So you see we have not had a single weekly close here before 29th of July 2024. We struggled finding momentum to get back up again, but then we broke out significantly. Now we're trading lower with confluence with BTC, but where does liquidity lies? Lay, I mean, sorry. Well, you have these 2 weeks here on the weekly at least. So I mean, if BTC is going to take his 90k liquidity, we can see Ethereum take out this low, okay, and a potential small gap long here too. Wait for your trigger, but yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think it would make more sense to like tap into the mid range at 28k, not the 28k, 2.8k, because I mean the fibs are lining up incredibly well here. I'll show you guys. So these are the levels. A lot of people are looking for something like this to jump into the trade and potentially fill this imbalance if we don't do now. Um, if I were to try this, I would take this as this is my supply, and I would target this as my yeah, like this is my target. Sorry, I can't fucking speak. Yeah, I mean it's a potential trigger here too. You wait for your trigger. You can put your stops below here. Very tight stops, so I don't really like that. Like you could do something like this. Then potentially, if the price starts struggling, you can cut it for only a 0.5 hour loss and potentially get 3.4 R. But in my opinion, I don't really know if I would take this. I would probably look for the main liquidity, which is below here, and it lines up with the mid range. You have if you if you go on the 6 hour, there is a order block resting. The only order block in this entire move up is this one right here, the H6, and it lines up pretty great with our level, right? We have a significant low, which is obvious liquidity at uh, resting above a order block at a key mid level with even this. You have the 0.75 region, so and you like flash wicks down into here or just tap into here like this region, a very good long opportunity. I would probably sell my house to get in here for my stops below here and target, I don't know, even maybe 5K even. It would look something like this. I mean, yeah, 4.25 R on the swing is very nice. Could you maybe have your stops even somewhere like I mean, if it's gonna bounce for here, there's potential you can have your stop here at the top of this inefficiency down here. It really just depends, but yeah, great RR on the swings from this level. So this is somewhat of what I'm looking for on Ethereum, and yeah, not really interested in a lot of alts. Let me see real quick. Um, yeah, there's one I'm interested in. It's Atom. Okay. So yeah, we have um, we have this range high, range low. We got the mid, and this is for our deviation. We haven't retested the range low yet, actually, and you got the weekly stocks kind of like moving lower. Okay, so I was looking at something like this. Um, you have this order block at the range low, this right here, and I've taken the fib from the low to the high, and you got the 0.75, 0.786 level exactly on the range low with the paired up with the order block. Um, I mean, it's such a great level, honestly. And yeah, you got the MPOC in there for a potential sniper fill. It's very good trade for the next upcoming leg up. If we do see a really nice rally up on alts, which I do think we get at some point. And yeah, this is very great. You could do manual stops daily close below this order block. You're looking at incredible like 7R potential. Yeah, just this is the main alt I'm looking at. Atom is a very good coin, and yeah, I do think we see some sort of accumulation down here before expansion, and yeah, next leg will be crazy in my opinion. But yeah, so in summary, just gonna summarize real quick. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for price to get down into here, see the reaction we get. Maybe we even do something like this. I'll look for a trigger. Okay, look for a trigger, put my stops below, and I target the equal highs and take and see what the market offers on the way. Maybe take some profit. We'll see what happens, but the risk reward ratio is good here. And yeah, wait for the sweep of 90K and trade your ranges. And Ethereum, let me just remove a bit of this. Uh, yeah, so Ethereum would give us it would give us something like this. Sweep of this low. See a significant reversal. Look for your entry. Target somewhere in this imbalance, I guess. But yeah, do it in confidence with BTC, and yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's crypto market inspection for 10th of January. Good luck, have good risk management, and careful on leverage.